It's Mark. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're again out in the big thicket. All right, doing a whiskey review. Thanks for tuning in. Give it a like. Send me a message. Anything you'd like me to try, I'll be happy to do it. So anyway, today I'm going to do a bottle that I'm not sure that's around anymore. Actually, I know it's not because this series has been eliminated. Today we're going to do the Macallan 10-year-old Fine Oak. Now the Fine Oak has been eliminated and been replaced by the triple cask. I will do a side-by-side on the triple casks where they have both, which I think is only the 12, 15, and 18. I don't think there is even a 10 that I know of. I could be wrong though, but okay. So anyway, this is 40% ABV. It's aged in American oak bourbon, European oak sherry cask, and American oak sherry cask seasoned with sherry. Now, traditionally, Macallan, I know with the sherry oak, that their sherry casks are actually Spanish, coming from Spanish oak. This is European oak. I don't know if this is from Spain or not. Normally, if you see European oak, it's French or Bulgarian, but Macallan is known for getting Spanish oak, which is, I don't know how much better it is than the others, but I don't know if this one, which oak they use for the European oak, if it's Spanish or French or Bulgarian. But so anyway, I've heard some people talk about this online, in that they transfer of Scotch to casks. That is not correct. My understanding is that's not correct. My understanding is that these are parallel aging done for at least 10 years. The entire series is parallel aged, which is the 10, the 12, the 15, the 18, the 17, the 18, the 21, and I think there's 25. So these are aged parallel in the different casks. And it is natural color. It is chill filtered. They chill filter everything below 45 point something ABV, so which is the majority of their whiskey. So I'm not sure what they use that isn't chill filtered. So anyway, Macallan is higher priced than most of your other scotches out there. Is it worth it? It's really good. There's no question. Now, I don't know about the Fine Oak. The Fine Oak was made as more an introductory level kind of scotch, as opposed to the Sherry Oak. So the Fine Oak is a little bit less expensive. Macallan was founded in 1824. It's a Speyside single malt. It's the second best-selling scotch in the world. Probably the second or third most valuable. The most expensive bottle that ever sold of Scotch whiskey was a Macallan. Macallan means fertile ground. They've recently opened the new distillery July of 2019. They are owned by the Edgerton Group, which also owns Highland Park, Famous Grouse, Wyoming Whiskey, and there's some other bourbons and stuff. That's a few bourbons and a few scotches they own, but their big scotches are Highland Park and Macallan. It's actually a Robertson Trust, which is a charitable foundation that runs Macallan. Let's see. Macallan, really the Fine Oak came out because the problem with sherry casks is getting difficult to find sherry casks. People aren't drinking sherry like they used to, and Scotch is becoming more popular. So you have a bigger demand for sherry casks than you've ever had before, and less of them. So it's going to be interesting to see where Scotch goes going forward, because there's just not going to be the availability of the sherry casks, which is what traditionally they've been made in. The new distillery, they have 36 stills, 24 spirit and 12 wash, so there's a 2-to-1 ratio. Their actual wash stills are small, so that's why you have a 2-to-1 ratio. And I'm going to go ahead and open this so that it can breathe a little bit. All right. Oh yeah, see, even this one, I knew that they had gone to the little hologram, but you can see even on these, which this is a few years old, I'm pretty sure, it's gone to it has a hologram on it. Okay. I'm going to spin it a little bit. All right, and then we'll see what we got. All right, I'll look at the bottle first and see. It's 40% ABV. I don't know if I said 40 or 43. 40% ABV. Distilled in the Macallan Distillery in Speyside, Scotland, this legendary single malt is triple cask matured in a unique complex combination of exceptional oak casks, European oak cask seasoned with sherry, American oak seasoned with sherry, and American oak cask seasoned with bourbon. This triple cask combination delivers an extraordinarily smooth, delicate, yet complex single malt matured in the Macallan Distillery for a minimum of 10 years. Okay. Like I said, I know you can't get this anymore, but we'll see how it is. I've never had a Macallan of only 10 years. I've had 12, 15s, 25s, 18s, but never a 10. I don't even think they make a sherry in the 10 anymore. I think they did at one time, but they don't anymore. There's the demand for Macallan has just gotten too big. I don't see the point in reading this to you because it's really not specific to this, but other than it's aged 10 years, they call the color pale straw. The nose is complex with a hint of fruit and heather honey. The palate is supposed to be soft and malty, balanced with oak and fruit. Finish is lingering with a hint of oak and fruit. Yeah, there's really nothing on the box that's specific to this. I will go ahead and read this anyway, though. Respected and admired by the world's most sophisticated and discerning whiskey drinkers, the Macallan remains the single malt against which all others must be judged. This peerless reputation has been built by the masters of the spirit and the wood, those craftsmen in the heart of the Macallan since it was legally licensed in 1824. Underpinning this mastery are the Macallan 6 pillars, the unique elements that combine to make the Macallan special. Okay, so the 6 pillars are the spiritual home, the small stills, the finest cuts, the exceptional oak, natural color, and peerless spirit. And I pretty much have said most of what's on here, other than, they just take 16% of all the selected casks. And there was something about their casks too. Yeah, I can't remember. Something about 10%, I don't know what it is, but I've already told you that. Okay, I'm not going to read all that. We'll try and keep this one short. Now let's look at the legs on this. It's got some pretty good legs. So I'd say kind of medium as far as what oily it should be, how oily it should be. Here's your color. I don't know, I think that's a little bit darker than straw, but I would call that something different than that. But okay, let's see what we got here. I can tell it's bourbon cask. Pears is the thing that comes through the most to me. Does it give me any? I didn't say anything about pears. It said heather and honey, but I'm getting pears. Apple. Getting some honey. Not getting as much vanilla as Macallan is known for, but really pears, apples, honey, heather. So there is some heather in there. Okay, let's give it a taste. It's very smooth, a little peppery, but it does have a longer finish than I expected for a 10-year-old. So it's a little bit of pepper. I'm getting light fruit. I'm not getting much vanilla either here, but let's see what else I get on the scent. Pears, still pears. Apple, orchard fruit, honey, a little bit of citrus I'm getting now. So, all right, give it a second taste here. Very sweet, sweeter than I expected for bourbon. Since there's bourbon cask, so I'm sure that's the sherry coming through. Tropical fruits I'm getting, like banana, maybe a little coconut. But very good for a 10-year-old. This is, the finish is sweet with caramel and sugar. It's medium long. I mean, like I said, 10-year, I'm not expecting it to be lasting that long. But anyway, I need to cut this one short. So let's give this one, wow, it's really good for a 10-year-old. I'm going to give it, we're going to give it a 7, but it's almost an 8. For a 10-year-old, that's good. So, alrighty, we'll see you next time. Let's give it a taste. It's very smooth, a little peppery, but it does have a longer finish than I expected for a 10-year-old. So it's a little bit of pepper. I'm getting a light fruit. I'm not getting much vanilla either here, but let's see what else I get on the scent. Pears, still pears. Apple, orchard fruit, honey, a little bit of citrus I'm getting now. So, all right, give it a second taste here. Very sweet, sweeter than I expected for bourbon. Since there's bourbon cask, so I'm sure that's the sherry coming through. Tropical fruits I'm getting, like banana, maybe a little coconut. But very good for a 10-year-old. This is, the finish is sweet with caramel and sugar. It's medium long. I mean, like I said, 10-year, I'm not expecting it to be lasting that long. But anyway, I need to cut this one short. So let's give this one, wow, it's really good for a 10-year-old. I'm going to give it, we're going to give it a 7, but it's almost an 8. For a 10-year-old, that's good. So, alrighty, we'll see you next time.